What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? Welcome back to Perry's Politics Today. I know I took a few days off, but hey, people, we back and we're gonna talk about this stuff. Look, I almost came on the other day, but I was like, hey, you know what? For me just to come on here and say this guy's a liar, which we already know. We know he's a liar. To say that, I was like, hey, let me try to stay to my little time zone where either it's Friday or Saturday so I can get a lot of people in and we can just catch up at one time. But people, the orange haired bandit is on the loose. He's picking up where the hell he left off. He's picking up where he left off and lying. He campaigned, and look, people, I'm not here to even go over who voted for him, whether it's MAGA, the sellouts, the people, the selfish ass people who didn't care about their relatives, their communities, just being selfish, looking out for their own things, for their own stimulus checks. People, they are far from getting it. He's already backtracking on all his damn promises that he don't promise these people to get them riled up to hit the voting box. Now he's out there about ready to do what we always thought he was going to do. Backtrack, because now he don't need these supporters no more. This is his last term, if he ever decide he want to give it up. But this is his last term. He can't be voted in again. Now he's just saying, the hell with the MAGA people, the hell with the minorities that sold out their communities, and starting to backtrack. He went through this whole bullshit about promising how he gonna lower the inflation. He got all this tariffs that he gonna implement on these countries, which now I'm coming to find out that he's bullshitting with that too, because he said 25% here, 25% there, and 50% here. All that. Now he's negotiating with the people. So even that's a lie. His only goal is, people, is to make money, even with the tariffs or whatnot, make this damn money and give it to his billionaire friends. I don't know if you guys looked around. That's all around him these days. And that's all he give a fuck about. So he done went on this big tear how he gonna lower energy prices, make homes affordable, which his plans should tell you he's doing the exact opposite. He don't backtrack off the food now. And now his go-to is always blame the last administration. If you don't see him backing out of his campaign promises, then something wrong with you, right? Something is definitely wrong with you. He's backing out and he's going to continue to do it. So for these people, when they social security checks, ain't no social services for nobody. When they come up short, how the hell are they going to feel after just throwing their communities and their families away because their ass want to be selfish? But so people, now he's back and tracking off of all his promises. Hey, what's up, Sherelle? You there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah. So no, he's just backtracking off his promises now. I knew he was going to do it. You knew it. But these people fell for it. And he's back up to his old games again. When they go back and say, make America great again, he's saying, bring it back where he left it off. Because we didn't have so much division in this country until he became president. Now we going back there. He don't lie to people. Oh, food. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that for you. Just go out there and vote for me so I don't get incarcerated. But now that he don't need your ass, he leaving your ass right where he left that black Negro with that red MAGA cap on your couch suffering. That's where he leaving your ass, okay? So here's this video of him actually starting to implement his new plan, his real plan, and backtracking, and he gonna go to blame the previous administration like he always fucking do.
Experts are joining me right now for some serious analysis, and Nia Malika Henderson. There's another part of this Time Magazine interview with Trump. I want to get your reaction to this. Let me put it up on the screen. The president-elect is moving the goalposts on some of his pledges, like lowering the price of groceries. It's hard to bring things down once they're up, Trump says. You know, it's very hard. And in addition to repeatedly saying he would bring prices down when he was out there on the campaign trail, listen to what he was saying just last week. Listen to this.
We're going to do things that a lot of people thought we're going to drill, baby, drill. We're going to get your prices down. I started using the word, the groceries. When you buy apples, when you buy bacon, when you buy eggs, they would double and triple the price over a short period of time. And I won an election based on that. We're going to bring those prices way down.
So why do you think Trump is now backing away from that pledge?
You know, it's unclear. I mean, one of the things that's clear is he never.
Look, I don't need to wait for her damn response about why he doing it. I know why he doing it. He's lying. Trump's a liar. He's back in track because he doesn't give a fuck. He just told people what he thought they wanted to hear. And that's what happened. And people say you can't blame Trump. Yes, I can. And you're going to want to blame him when your lights start to get turned off, when your food prices go higher, when your parents' Social Security check get smaller, because Elon Musk, that's their whole plan. He got these billionaires trying to manage and tell you what Americans need, the average American, when they never been average. When most of them grew up with a damn silver spoon in their mouth. Elon Musk, Donald Trump. So I'm just saying, people, this shit is going down and people don't want to understand the magnitude how it's going to affect America like it did before. And God knows if some big disaster come through like it did before, when he said, "Oh, that's all you need to do is drink some alcohol, and it'll kill it." You guys know what I'm talking about. And he gonna bring that same attitude back to America that he had when everybody like Charlottesville. We know the works, people, how he works. Just this weekend was damn pathetic on what he did this weekend. But Sherelle, you got anything to say while I just keep going?
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think anybody's shocked. I mean, he just admitted it. Once the prices go up, it's virtually very, very hard, a slim chance that you can get them back down. But when you combine that with the tariffs, that's just saying everything's going to go up, the cost of living. And I think people pretty much knew that. I think people, for me, in this election, voted for single things like maybe it's immigration, but I don't think no one seriously believed that he was going to get the prices of groceries down.
Sherelle,
Unless you're younger and you don't understand the key words here. But everybody else, tariffs, that's a key word for inflation. Saying that he's going to get food prices down. How? He never explained that part. How?
well,
So that
no,
was another trigger.
and you're right. And nobody never asked. If the orange head predator go out there and say these things, that's what they believe, Sherelle. They believe it. Trust me, they do believe they're going to get a stimulus check. They believe, oh, my life was great when Trump was in. Well, we're going to see how your life is from 2025 to 2029. We're going to see how your shit go. But it's not going to go like you planned, because this guy already coming out basically telling you, don't be too mad at me for lying to you. So I'm going to just start admitting to some of the shit I lied to. I ain't lowering the inflation, because once it's up there, it's up. I ain't going to lower your food prices, because once it's up there, it's up. He didn't say none of that shit 2 months ago before you voted for him. People believe it, Sherelle. People do believe it. And
It's got to be younger people. There are key words that he says that lets you know what direction this is going in. The minute I heard tariffs, that means inflation. I mean, maybe they didn't know. Maybe they didn't know. Let's just say they
trust
didn't
me,
know. Well, now know this, the prices aren't going to go down. And it's really getting hard for like single mothers to feed their children. You know, most of the welfare programs have been cut out.
Mhm.
And even in Vegas, they're trying to make it a crime to be homeless. So when you do this to all these people, what's going to happen to them? That's what I wonder. What's going
Oh,
to happen?
well, let me answer this part. He ain't gonna give a damn, because right now, the only people he want to see, if you don't make $1 billion, he don't want your ass around. He don't care. Trump, he escaped going to prison.
Mm.
Now he can mingle with the other dictators. Trump don't give a damn, and that's where we at. Like he know he got a whole bunch of people, and you can say younger. I'm gonna come on here and say dumber, that they only think about their own self and don't take accountability and go back and say, well, yeah, when he was in office, my life was so much better. When you didn't see your family for damn near 2 years of his with him occupying the White House because we couldn't go nowhere unless you had a mask on, and that was better. Now, did he create that? No. It's how he handled it. But you want to go back and act like those years was the best. And I don't see it. And if you made so much money and everything was great, then hell, the price of eggs shouldn't have bothered you during this last administration. I'm just keeping it real. But
Let me ask you a question. Do you think we can become a two-class society, rich and poor?
well, that's pretty much where we at.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where's the middle class?
Yeah.
Being there hurts you because you don't really qualify for his good old boy tax cut, right?
Right.
So, I mean, if you ain't up in a class, you're poor. You know, that's all it is to it. And no, it's already a two society country, world, rich or poor. And we just happen to be on the poor side. Let's keep it real because we don't have billions. And people just think now it's the food today, Sherelle, it's the food today that he don't lie to you about, and the energy prices. And people saying, oh, well, we got the beer, we can't afford to live nowhere. And you think it's gonna get fucking better if he implement his plans that he so-called he gonna ship everybody out the states, all the undocumented people out of the United States, and that's supposed to help our economy strive. Like, who gonna build the houses? Who gonna work the fields where the food can get cheaper, right? You're not gonna have those kind of people. So he want to ship them out, do all this, and then just get a tax cut, not to our broke asses, to the billionaires. And I can just fool them because if I tell them about the tariffs and they assume that we're gonna make more money, yeah, they will off taxes. A tariff is basically a tax. But who paid for it at the end? When an import come in and Best Buy or whoever go and pick up the product, they pay, if it was $100 for the item, they pay $100 for it. Now, if you raise the tariffs, now it's going to be $160, $150, or whatever the new price is. That's what you're going to pay. And that's what they're going to charge your ass in the stores, in the supermarkets, when you go and buy the stuff. People don't think it's real. But it's about ready to happen. And I'm hoping, since he's this liar, I'm just really truly hoping and praying that he's such a liar that he do none of this stuff that he promised the people that voted for him, like kicking out the undocumented people. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm hoping it don't happen, but I think that's his agenda. Because people, look, let's go back 4 years ago. We couldn't even have a transfer of power quietly, right? During this term, we had Charlottesville, stuff happened in Wisconsin with, what's the guy named? Kyle Rittenhouse, right? We had that stuff going on. Trump don't handle that. That's the kind of environment he won't. And now he's just continuing where he left off. And for the people who have simply forgot about January 6th, and I'm only bringing them up because he said his first day of office, that's the first thing on his agenda, is to pardon these people. And I don't know how clear your memory might be, but these were some thugs, people. They didn't respect you or our country. And these the first people he wanting to pardon? Let me give you an example, and let me go back and just show you something that you could have forgot. Sure, you got anything to say before I play this?
No, I want to see it.
And as more protesters arrived, the mood darkened.
Hold up, fans! Hold up, fans! USA! USA! Come on!
But as we pushed up,
Who's on the media? Get the fuck out of here! Get the fuck out of here! Get the fuck out of here! Hey, get the fuck out of here! Okay? Get the fuck out!
they tried to smash our camera.
Who you with? Who? Who's your covering? Is it CNN? Better not be CNN.
Police started throwing flashbang grenades and spraying mace. As the crowd pushed up, one man flashed his handgun at a group of journalists. The cops weren't prepared. They had to take turns with the masks to protect from their own tear gas. The defense lines quickly fell apart.
And real fast, people, I want y'all to remember this. We got a little bit more to watch, and that's about it. But you got to remember who the fuck sent these people to the Capitol. The same man that sent these people out with these false hopes and dreams to vote for his ass. Trump sent these people. And I had this other clip, and I am not going to show it today, but I can show you if people don't believe. Mitch McConnell even know. But these people are so whack and weak. They know the man got problems. But anything to stay in power, anything to make America white again.
It's our country, we want it back! Fuck these Democrats!
Soon after, the mob was rampaging through the halls of the Capitol. From what we saw on Wednesday, the MAGA anger is at a new level. That day of unprecedented violence may not be the end of this unrest.
Wow.
Now,
I
people,
forgot.
this is the now. You seen it. I hope it just bring back the memories of what actually happened. But this is his first agenda. Is to pardon. It's to pardon these people. He ain't saying nothing about lowering your food prices, inflation. Now he just wants you to live with it. Thanks for your vote. But once it's up there, I can't change it. But what I can change is I can pardon the January 6 people, my army of people, my soldiers. This is how he wants America to be. And then the people would just keep going back and forth. No, well, he's going to help me out. Bullshit. He ain't. And I think everybody here know it. But hell, please tell a friend. Tell that dumb one in the corner. I'm sure you probably tried that too. But it's just not going to work out. He ain't going to make inflation better. If anything, worse. And then he just going to put the blame on somebody else because he never take accountability. he has to be the most lying president we ever had. And I think that's a fact. I think they had him lying 30,000 times while he was in office or whatever. But you overlook it. You overlook him being convicted of some things. And that get into another thing too. It's out in the news now because ABC had to settle this defamation suit that he had against them. They end up paying him $15 million to go towards his library and some other stuff, and $1 million to his lawyers because they misphrased some things that's in his like they said the R word when they should have just said battery, because at the end of the day, they didn't charge him for that. They charged him for a lesser crime. And now he's making this known that if any media outlet or anybody come at me and bring these things up, I'm going to sue you. Because he don't no longer want you to say a bad thing about him or nothing that really, he don't want you to mention none of the shit that he really done. And that's his way to scare off the media and everybody else. So be careful because they just paid $15 million. So what you think about that, Sherelle? That law case for ABC.
I think I forgot because I forgot.
Yeah.
I knew January 6th happened, but just to watch it again is appalling. They were acting like animals. And that's never happened in the history of our country, and it should never happen again. But they reelected him, and I have a feeling he's not going out peacefully. I think there's going to be an insurrection part 2, because how do you judge people? By their past behavior. People don't change. They just get better at whatever it is that they do. And that was, if those people would have been Black, I'm telling you, they would have called us animals, put the water spray on us like they did in the 60s, shoot us with those little fake bullet things.
Rubber bullets, rubber.
Beat us with batons. They sat there and let them attack the Capitol building, which caused our government to go hiding in underground bunkers. And people forgot. It's just terrible.
Yeah, no.
Just terrible.
I mean, people want to forget because, like, these people, either you're a part of society that believe in what these people did, or you just an ignorant sellout waiting on a stimulus check. Okay. Now, things are going back to where it used to be. Now, they left his rally with his unspoken directions to go and do what they got to do. They went, did all this. But if you out there protesting for something, equal rights or anything else, he want to bring in the National Guard and then let people like Kyle Rittenhouse do what they do and not get charged for it. And it sort of reminds me of the newest case that's going on right now. It's Daniel Penny. Have anybody heard about the Daniel Penny where the guy on the subway, Jordan Millie, got caged?
Right.
With no weapon. He had no weapon on him or nothing like that. And, that's where I think our economy or our society is heading back to. I don't think this country ever been so racist in many years. But ever since Trump came back into office the first time, it got that way. And now it seems like it's going to be heading that way again. That's just my belief. Because you can't change how that man thinks. He don't care about nobody but himself. And this is the guy. I'm just going to show you a picture if you don't know him. This is Jordan. There's a picture of him. And even though he had I guess he had mental problems and other different things, but to go out like that when you don't have a weapon on you, let somebody just take you out. But he got off on it. He got off of the case. And then, just like Rittenhouse, when he got away with going off at the protest, KM people, he got big endorsements. And the guy who did it to him, Daniel Penny, here he is at the Army and Navy game hanging out with Trump. So tell me what you think. This the kind of stuff he want going on. He loved this. Look at him smiling. There you go, boy. That's how you do it. That's what I'm seeing.
I think it's like the ultimate disrespect to the family whose child is no longer with us.
Look, it's in New York. He don't give a damn like his father didn't give a damn whether the minorities had a place to stay. You remember that? He wouldn't
Yeah, I
rent out to
remember.
minorities.
Yeah.
And that this apple damn sure didn't far from the tree. Or should I say orange, because the orange head bandit.
I can't.
No, I'm just keeping it real. Like, people don't understand, how this is gonna affect somebody. Then you got Elon Musk them going out, having caviar, all these luxury items, when America about ready to be screwed over. The man about ready to take the office in, I don't know, what, 20, 30 days? He about ready to take office and implement the shit he want, not the shit that you could have voted for him to lower inflation. And matter of fact, I don't think he even mentioned inflation no more. He done moved on. He talking about tax cuts for the billionaires. He talking about feeding his boys' pocket. He ain't talking about putting dinner on your damn plate. He got Musk going over the plans, trying to figure out how they gonna shave money. They gonna take it off social service, social security, veterans benefits, things like this. They ain't taking a damn penny out of their pocket. Believe that. Believe it. They ain't gonna take a penny out. But people want to just keep thinking, oh, things gonna be great again. Shit wasn't great when his ass was in office. Was it great for you, Sherelle, when he was in office?
No,
It damn sure wasn't great for me.
it was chaotic. It was divisive. I remember last time the first thing he did was have a Muslim ban. He called it a Muslim ban. We cannot ignore that. And then he changed it to a traveling ban because it just sounded too racist. But whatever he named it, he got the job done. We don't want y'all over here, is basically what he said.
Yep. He put the Muslim ban out there. And then the person he want for Department of Defense, we don't talk about Pete Hegseth self.
Oh boy.
For a minute, the drunk. And he just, he'll get drunk in public, get naked in public, get on a stripper pole. He'll do it all, people, and even tell you how he really feel in public. When I got that one tape, I'm not sure if I showed it to you last week or not, where he was leaving the club and he yelling out, K all Muslims. K
Who said that?
all Pete.
Oh.
So he's a racist. These are the people he got around him. Now, is he a billionaire? No, he damn sure a cheater. So either you're a billionaire or you're a freaky motherfucker like Pete that Trump liked to have around him. Because Trump loved people to be around him that admire him. And people have given him what he wanted. And somebody said the Muslims voted for him. Yeah, minorities voted for him. And this next topic we're going to get into, Latinos, Hispanics voted for him. Sometimes people vote against their
best
own
interest.
wishes. You know what I'm saying? Like, vote against themselves.
I want to talk. I came on to talk about the children because I'm a mother and I'm real passionate about that. What happened?
Well, basically, the story is out. I guess, what is it, about 2018? Remember, they'll say it was on Biden's watch or whatever. In 2018, Trump was in office. That's when they was gathering all the families up, putting them in cages, and then they would separate the kids from the parents. You remember that?
Yeah.
Do you guys remember that in the chat? They would separate them for them not to ever meet back up again. The story's out. It's like 500,000 kids have never been united with their parents. And the worst part, nobody know where the hell they're at.
What do you mean nobody knows where they're at?
They supposed to have sponsors, and I guess they was going to send them out to sponsor families and stuff like that. But they can't account for 500,000 of them.
Well,
they cannot account for 500,000 kids. And
what
it's
about
a damn
the
shame America was shut down right now. If we was on here and somebody came in, I'm missing my child. We would freak out about that. 500,000? Come on now. It's pathetic. And then now they want to implement this thing. And I'm going to show you how, I got a tape too to show you sort of how they separated the kids, how this thing was going to go. But you got people, oh yeah, vote them in. Get rid of the undocumented workers. And they don't know that's going to hurt them. If all the undocumented workers left now, our economy would come down. It would just fall apart. Prices of everything will go up. Won't no houses and shit be built. And if they did, you damn sure can't afford the house now. You wouldn't be able to afford one then.
Well, I know that he is really fond of Hitler, and he uses his speeches and stuff like that. You don't think those children are unalive, do you?
Look, the dumb thing, I'm gonna tell you this. If you missing 500,000,
yeah.
Now, if you came and said, "Hey, you missing 5,000 out of 500,000," that's a lower. I mean, it's never good. But then you'd be like, "Hey, maybe paperwork, something." 500,000. Who's supposed to have been keeping an eye on their ass?
Yeah.
Why was they ever separated?
Yeah.
Let me play this clip, Sherelle, and it might help you and some of the people in the chat, because I found it quite interesting. The guy breaks down how these policies came into effect and, just how this whole shit went down. If you need me to stop it, Sherelle, let me know.
Okay.
There's been a lot wrong with the last 4 years, but the separation of migrant children from their parents will go down as one of this administration's most appalling actions. New reporting from NBC's Julia Ainsley and Jacob Soboroff reveal the shocking details, and it reports on its genesis. Sources paint a twisted picture of a White House meeting saying that in 2018, senior Trump advisors held a hand vote to decide whether or not they wanted to separate migrant children from their parents. White House policy advisor Stephen Miller notably led the vote in a meeting that included then Attorney General Jeff Sessions, HHS Secretary Alex Azar, and Secretary of State Mike Pompeo. Miller told those assembled that, quote, "If we don't enforce this, it's the end of our country as we know it."
I got to stop. I'm going to pause it too.
You said that they did that on purpose?
Look, I'm telling you this, Sherelle. I'm going to stop it right there. For one, because for people like to change the narrative. 2018, Trump was in office 2018 and had 2 more years to go. Okay? He had 2 more years to go. Now, this man's coming out saying, yeah, we had to do what we had to do. It's our last chance because we got to keep America white. We got to stay in the majority. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Did you catch what he said, Sherelle?
I did. It's disturbing. Now, y'all know how I am. I'm when it comes to kids and just human life, I just can't stomach this. I cannot stomach it.
It's crazy. Let me just run by just for a second. I just want y'all to hear this one part and we'll keep going.
Country as we know it. Kirstjen Nielsen, then Secretary of Homeland Security, voted against the policy, saying that the agency didn't have enough resources to separate children and return them to their parents in a timely manner. The White House and HHS deny that this vote ever took place. Nielsen still says there was never a policy to separate children crossing the border. Listen to what she said in July.
So with the families, the truth is there was no policy to separate families. Such a policy was requested of me It was requested of General Kelly as well when he was secretary, and we both dismissed it out of hand. There was no direction to separate families who legally entered the United States.
So she basically just saying it was never a policy.
She lied.
It was never a policy to do it. But somebody did it.
Yeah.
It was under Trump's watch. Somebody made that call and separated them.
Damn.
All right, I'm going to go back.
NBC News correspondent Jacob Soboroff joins me from Los Angeles. He's the author of the New York Times best-selling book, Separated, Inside an American Tragedy. And basically the premise for your book disappears if what the administration is saying is true, that this kind of just happened. Luck of the draw, everybody got separated, Jacob?
It's not how it happened at all, Ali. And I mean, first of all, let's talk about why this is important. You brought it up in your introduction. We're talking about what Physicians for Human Rights, the Nobel Peace Prize winning organization, called a systematic campaign of torture. Torture was the word that they used. They said it met the United Nations definition of torture of over 5,400 children, ultimately. The American Academy of Pediatrics says what the American government did was government-sanctioned child abuse. And now we know, I did not know this at the time that I reported out my book, and there are many, many details that I had never heard before when I reported the book. That this meeting took place at this key point right before Kirstjen Nielsen signed the policy, which she still denies to this day was a policy. It's a feat of verbal gymnastics, if you ask me. And in fairness to her, she did not raise her hand in the White House Situation Room. And when we say it was a hands vote, it was a show of hands, raise your hand. Stephen Miller told everyone assembled in this room, and you said the invited participants included Mike Pompeo, John Bolton, Alex Azar from HHS, and these are officials, maybe absent Azar, that we had not heard connected with the family separation policy before. Miller put this to a vote in saying, we're either doing this or we're not doing this. He was sick and tired of waiting. He didn't want to debate Kirstjen Nielsen about the size, the scale, the scope, what ultimately would happen afterwards. But despite warnings that this could have negative consequences, obvious negative consequences, the cabinet members present put their hands up in a sea of hands, according to our reporting. And of course, they move forward with this policy, and the disastrous consequences followed.
Stephen Miller, a strange character who has...
Yeah.
It doesn't take a genius to figure out that those kids are no longer with us. Because if they were anywhere, if they were in the foster care, if they had a special center where they sent them, they would gladly show it on television because you don't want to look like animals. Them kids are no longer with us. They unalived people's kids. Now, if Donald Trump Jr. was gone, he would have a damn fit.
Okay. America was shut
Aaron
down.
gone, he would have a fit. But you can take people's kids and unalive them. And this is who they want to be their damn president?
Look, these people, I feel you, right? Like the whole thing to me, these people suppose they had sponsors, so they say. So if you got some kind of sponsor, if you was over here, it should be ways to track these kids. It should have been some kind of tracking mechanism set up somewhere. 500,000 kids missing?
It's disgusting. It's disgusting.
It just don't make sense to
Anybody
me.
that's a Trump supporter, you need to think twice about what you just did. And just because it's not your child missing doesn't make it any less important. A child is a child, period.
Yep, they say 500,000. That's what I'm saying. I mean, look, it don't make sense, but I don't know. It's just weird. Like at the end of the day, we all human. And I know racism is this, all this, you get the rich and the poor. But how can any fucking human just overlook some shit like this? How sick are these people? Where you don't think because you Latino, you're African American, or you Chinese, that your life isn't important. They got Amber Alerts, all kind of stuff you try to do to protect the kids. 500,000 kids missing? And the only thing you can do is just write a report, oh, it's 500 missing. Okay, oh well. And if they couldn't handle this situation right, how are you going to handle a deportation, a mass deportation? where you just going to find somebody on their job, take them away. What's going to happen to these people, kids? If you can't tell me where these 500,000 kids at, how many more kids going to be affected by it? How many more families going to be affected? You understand what I'm saying, Sherelle?
Yeah, here's what I have to say. I don't mind them deporting people, okay? Because we only have so much room. But it's the inhumane way that they're doing it, putting barbed wire in the water, unaliving people's children. Because that's what I'm gonna say until I find out where these damn kids is at. They could have been sold to trafficking rings. It's just inhumane. Donald Trump is an animal. Who would do something like that? You're an animal. All because somebody has different skin color than you. You're a monster.
And like, look, let's keep it real. That man don't give a shit. The only undocumented person he care about is the ones he import to make them his wife. That's it. If you ain't that person, he don't give a fuck. And I do think it should be border control. And it goes on Democrats and Republicans both. They got to find a way to fix it. But
in a humane way.
And there you go. But you got to treat humans like humans.
Yeah.
If you bust them back safely.
Yeah.
But when you talk about 500,000 kids missing,
yeah,
that is fucking pathetic. And now let me see what else he said, because I forgot where we cut off on this tape.
Sorry, go ahead.
Consistently throughout this administration, continued to hold sway over the president, very serious sway, and he seems obsessed with this issue of immigration, not just illegal immigration from across the border. He just thinks immigration is bad generally.
Yeah, and I think, you know, what this story in particular hinges on is the degree to which they wanted to harm migrants. And if Stephen Miller's version of family separations would have played out, and I'm not saying any version of family separation was tolerable. You know this. I saw it with my own eyes. I found it. It's almost I get the chills. I swear to you, every time I talk about what I saw down there, the kids in the cages at the border. But Stephen Miller wanted to separate 25,000 more children than were separated in the 2 months alone under that zero tolerance period. If you would extrapolate that out to the end of 2018, we're talking about something like 100,000 children if they were to have separated every parent from their child that arrived at the southwest border. Adam Serwer wrote a very famous column for The Atlantic saying the cruelty is the point, and there is no other way to look at this or understand the motivations of officials in the Trump administration without that as the underlying motivation. And in the book, there are countless examples of what can only be described as cruelty as a motivator.
Perry.
And when you talk about cruelty, and you talk about the term torture that was used with the last 4 years, but the separation
I want to remind everybody.
I'm going to go ahead and stop it too, because that's enough. I just wanted people to get the gist of what's been going on.
I wanted to remind everybody of what happened during the Holocaust. The German people had no idea about the concentration camps. They said they were sending them away to be deported. The same exact verbiage as the Trump administration uses. Nobody is down for unaliving people because of the color of their skin, because you're Jewish, because you're black. That's barbaric behavior. But he's taking a play straight out of Hitler's playbook. And when these people find out that these kids are no longer with us, I want you to hold your head up high and say you voted for Trump. I want you to say, yeah, we encourage this. We love him. He's not scared of nobody. This is the stupid reason people are saying they voted for Trump. Them kids are not with us. I just have this feeling. And now he's starting part 2, building up the detention centers, they're calling them now. Let's hope the detention centers don't turn into another Holocaust.
Well,
it's ridiculous.
Look, if these 500,000 kids missing, obviously they didn't do something right. And he's talking about having a mass deportation bigger than what happened back then. It's gonna be a mess. And then really, like you said, with the Hitler thing, who said they're gonna be deported? You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
When you
It
get them on
won't.
these camps,
It,
we know what happened to the Jews. You see what I'm
it's the
saying?
same exact verbiage. The
Right.
same verbiage. Oh, we're gonna send them to detention centers. Like,
Mhm.
no, you setting up concentration camps. We ain't stupid. Except you turn the word concentration into detention center.
Right,
Why is
right.
it on military basis? Why do we need the military to help us deport children?
Because they want it in a place that any private citizen can't go by and check on it. You know
I'm
what I'm trying to
so
say? So
disturbed. I'm so
they'll find
disturbed.
these secret locations, but they ain't gonna let you be about to see what's going on in these damn detention camps. But people like, regardless of what your politics could be here or there, at the end of the day, it's inhumane to treat people like that.
Yeah.
If you came to the country illegally and they caught you, then peacefully escort them out. It's ways of doing it. Republicans, Democrats alike need to get together and work on it. I agree with border control. I just don't agree how they're doing it or how they treating the people. You know what I'm saying?
And I've heard Black people say, them ain't my kids.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not worried about it. Okay, fine. They go after the Hispanic community. Who's next?
Well, the blacks are next. I mean, and Trump even
It's
said
just
it.
inhumane. It just bothers me. I can't.
He was in the interview. He said, well, who are you gonna do with the undocumented? First, I'm gonna go with the criminals, then I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of the undocumented ones. And she said, okay, and then I get to the other ones later. What
he
you
did
mean other ones? You see
He
what I'm
did
saying?
say that. He
Like,
said that.
yeah, he said it. He said it.
How can you be minority? How can you be Hispanic? How can you be Black? How can you be any race and vote for this? This is not okay. That's why he's hiding it. White people will come out against that. If they find out that they didn't unalive these damn kids, it's inhumane. You Hitler wannabe. You're a effing nut job.
Yeah.
Jesus.
It's some bullshit, ain't it?
Can't believe we're dealing with this in this modern day era. He want make America great again. You want to bring us back 200 years.
Yeah.
It's just sickening. It's sickening.
That's it. That they want to have a mass deportation, and they have been using prisons for the blacks. Yeah.
Well, yeah. They're putting us in detention centers too. They call it prison.
Yep.
Free labor. How can you be Black and vote for this man? How can you be any race and vote for this man? Segregation is wrong, and that's why they try to hide it. If he thought that this was something to be proud of, he would come out and say it. He know what he doing. Shame on you.
No, I agree with you. And I think because he'll go on later on the statements, we get subsidies to Canada, Mexico, and all this place, and many other countries. Yes, you do. But if you want to help solve the problem, get with Mexico, get with Canada. Hey, there's a reason why people trying to come to the United States, because they don't have work down there. Won't you work with the Mexico or Canada and help them provide jobs?
Yeah.
We do it for other countries.
Yeah.
We'll go and blow up other countries,
Yeah.
go to war, then go back and repair it, build it back up.
Yeah.
A lot of money, but we got homeless people living on the streets, veterans with no benefits. So it's a messed up kind of thing. But then he would act like, when we get subsidies, you can do more.
Yeah.
That'll help solve the border crisis if you work with these other countries and try to help their infrastructure so that they can, give a good life to their citizens. It's just too much bullshit for me.
Anyway, that's just disturbing. That's just disturbing, and no good's going to come out of a Trump presidency. And he has no soul. He doesn't care about people. If you're not white and with money, because he don't even care about the rednecks. He don't care about the poor white people.
No, he don't.
And I heard that redneck was not an offensive term. I hear that they call themselves that. Did you look up I looked up the barbed wire and cried because there's this footage on YouTube of this lady carrying her baby in her arms and she gets caught up in the barbed wire. Did y'all see that?
Oh, damn, for real.
And drop the baby. They don't show that kind of stuff. I'm sorry, I don't mean to.
Ooh, yeah, no,
I
no. I mean, I'm just getting a visual.
You know, barbed wire, and they claim it's because all of the criminals are coming from these other countries. Like I said, El Chapo's children who are running the new Sinaloa cartel, they don't come through barbed wire. They have enough money to build underground tunnels or come in from planes and sell their stuff. You're not doing anything but punishing the poor people that want to get out of their country because it's corrupt. Well, I got news for y'all. United States is corrupt too.
Very, very. I mean, even to their own citizens. You know, this country, they say, oh, we got, our economy is so great. It's a great place to live. What's so great about it when every citizen don't have equal rights? Equal rights. Hell, I know slavery ain't there, but still, this other shit need to be fixed. It should be equal rights for everybody. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. I'm just talking out loud. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying it should be equal rights. But so this country ain't as great as people want to lead it off to be.
No.
It's some other countries worse.
So let me tell you what's going to happen. They're going to unalive a lot of the migrants, maybe take their children again, and then they're going to strip it like it never happened. Take the teachings out of the schools because they're embarrassed of their behavior. I heard Donald Trump said the slaves, was it Kanye? Someone said the slaves learn trades. No one wants to be a slave, and they can't even hold their head up high and say, yes, my people are responsible for slavery.
Yeah.
They want to hide it. It's disgusting. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. I mean, that's what I got to say. So, but we're going to keep talking about these politics. And right now, it's things that he's starting to backtrack now of things. So you don't be expecting him to put it into action when he take office. So forget about him fixing inflation. Forget about him cutting food prices, energy prices. He will work on a tax cut, but not for you, his billionaire friends. That's how it's going down.
And don't forget, this is why I'm very proud of you. You created this channel because now every time the mainstream media says something, he's going to try to sue them. He wants his behavior in private. He don't want nobody to talk about it. Dictators, they're not proud of who they are. And so prepare, Perry. The more you speak up, you might wake up one day with no channel.
It may happen, but you know what though? At this point, we're a community. Because our family affected by the things that's going to be happening, everybody else's family going to be affected. So I'm here to talk about it. Talk about it. Let's talk about it. So, because it's going to get worse. Now we just talking about he's backtracking now on the promises so his supporters won't be so mad. But he going to start be putting things in motion. And then we're going to be home, whether I got to come on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Anytime he passed this bill, break down the bill. Let's talk about what he just passed.
Can I say this really quick and then I'm done?
Ahead.
There are support groups right now to help migrants that can't find their children, but you only got about 30 days. And I will leave the links in the description because those programs are going to be gone. Those children, they're never going to find out what happened to them because they're not going to talk about it. But if you're a mother or you have a family member that was a migrant trying to get across and don't know where their children are, you only have about 30 days. And hopefully it will lead you to some attorneys that just We don't even want, I'm sure they don't even want consequences. They just want their kids back.
Well, that's what I think, though. It's a damn shame, right? I'm going on 60 that we get to be having this conversation
Yeah,
because we know how America was built.
yeah.
Most of it was built off slavery, off our backs with no payments. We never got reparations or nothing. We don't even get respect, and that could be free.
Yeah.
When you can't get that, then you get these people to forget what their ancestors went through to get us here. I just think that people stopped learning about their history, didn't give a fuck. As long as they ate, they didn't give a fuck if their neighbor did or not. So, I mean, this society is just too fucked up. But we live here and we got to try to do what we can to make it a better place. But we'll come in here, talk about what we got going on. And if people have solutions, you know what I'm saying? Maybe don't go far, but to help each other manage through these times we about ready to hit. And I hope next time we have an election, people take it seriously.
I take it real serious, and I just made up my mind just now that I want to be part of the solution, not part of the problem. And so I'm gonna get involved. We gotta find them kids. We gotta find them.
Yeah. And that's what they say. Look, they gave reparations to the slave owners. They sure did. As if they didn't earn enough off our sweat and blood. We never got 40 acres in a mule. What we got is thrown incarcerated. And so this is what I think sort of fucked up too. Like, we get no credit for nothing, no respect. But if you live in certain countries, Alaska, the Alaskans get money based off their oil sales as if they produced it. Blacks don't get a damn thing. We can't even get, now they're cutting out us getting loans for, to go to school for low income people. And a lot of people go, oh, well, why should you get it? Because I got some white friends, they'll say, well, hey, why should y'all get it? We can have an open conversation about it, but I just be real with you. I mean, I'm not getting it. And we work at the same job, so we're on the same pay scale. Well, we're not getting, I said, yeah, but look, let's keep it real. We couldn't even learn to read, so how could we get as far? When you was born, you had white privilege, you got to learn how to read. It was your ancestors that ran the slaves, that made the money.
Yeah.
We were the slaves. So you had a head start. And if your great-great-great-grandfather was just a sorry-ass slave owner and lost his money, that was on you. We was never given that opportunity. So that's why I tell my little white friends, and they be like, oh, well, yeah, but I don't know why y'all should get it. Let me get a whip and start whipping your ass, and then see you next week, and you be asking me for something. It's just bullshit. But go ahead, Sherelle, because I'm about ready to end this shit in a minute.
Yeah, I just want to say this real quick. You've been preaching this to your white friends for years, but I see a change in them. I do. So I think people want to hide their dirty deeds because nobody in their right mind is okay with dividing families and then possibly unaliving children. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, and this is what I seriously think. It could be me being naive, right? But I think, because like white people say, oh, well, are all whites racist? No, a lot of whites do way more than blacks do. They go out there, march with us, and do all this stuff. So when I'm talking about racism, I'm never speaking of a white person just because they skin color. I'm talking about the attitude of the person, their actions. That's what makes them racist. But no, I think having conversations should help, because hell, we all breathe the same air. We all bleed together, and we all here just for minimum time on Earth. Nobody has an exception to that, So I would hope that just having conversations about it, we get an understanding about each other, where we can live side by side with equal rights. That's the way I think it should be, especially now. But we'll see. Yeah. And the Indians had it bad too. They still on reservations and shit. So I mean, it's a lot of injustices in the United States. So, Sherelle, you got anything else to say before I get out of here?
Child, I can't take it. I don't have another word to say.
Well, hey, people, I want to say this. Hey, thanks for joining this chat. And I think maybe we'll try to come back either Friday or Saturday for sure, unless something major happens. And then I'm going to put out some regular videos throughout the week, just on different things. So, but until then, everybody, I want to say bye. Sherelle, you good?
Yep.
All right, everybody. Thanks for joining and enjoy the rest of your weekend. And I'll see you guys soon. Bye.